Hello students, let us start the second half of the poem, The Inchcape Rock, written by Robert Southey. So we have finished the first half of the poem. The poem is quite lengthy, so I have divided into three parts. So first part is over. Today let us study the second half of the poem. So I will read the poem, seventh stanza of the poem. He felt the cheering power of spring. It made him whistle. It made him sing. His heart was mirthful to excess, but the rover's mirth was wickedness. So this is the seventh stanza. Here, he felt the cheering sound of season. That means he is referring to the person, Sir Ralph the rover. He felt the cheering power. Cheering means he was very encouraged, or he was very happy on that particular day. And power of season. Season here, the spring season meaning is okay. It made him whistle. Whistle means he was in that joyful and happiness. His mind was filled with happy. So in this particular stanza, the writer says that describes the Ralph's feelings and thoughts. He describes the feelings of Sir Ralph's thoughts, how he was feeling on that particular day. And we see the magic of cheerful weather. The weather was, the atmosphere was very favorable for them. Okay, the sea was quiet and the waves were gently, it was moving. We saw in the first line. And we see the magic of cheerful weather gripped his mind and he felt unusually joyous. He was feeling unusually happiness and he was feeling very joyful on that particular day. It made him, it is written in the second line, it made him whistle, it made him sing. So that weather, the atmosphere, the good atmosphere made him whistling sound and sing in delightful and joyful mood. So as his heart was swayed in joy, he started to sing song because he was extremely happy. But the rover's mirth was wickedness. Wickedness means devilish mind. So who had the devilish mind here? Sir Ralph the rover had the devilish mind. So however, he was joy and his joy was not pure. We know that his joy was not pure, but got generated from his devilish mind. So he was planning to do some devilish thing from his and here extreme. So the stanza itself describes the feelings of Sir Ralph, how was his thoughts and feelings, and he was extremely happy. We see it in the second line. And in the third line, we see that his heart was mirthful to excess. Mirthful means it was, he was immensely joyful. And his heart was mirthful to excess. And it made him to whistle and sing. He was going on singing and whistling. But we know that the joy was not from the pure heart coming. He had a devilish mind. Okay. So we move on to the next stanza. His eyes was on the Inchcape float. Quoth he, my men, put out the boat and row me to the Inchcape rock, and I will plague the abbot of Aberbroth. You remember who is the abbot of Aberbroth, no? Abbot is a head of the monastery and he is a spiritual man. A man who is with a kind heart. So he tied the bell on the Inchcape rock. So his eyes was on the Inchcape rock. Again, he is referring to Sir Ralph here. His eyes was pointing to the Inchcape rock. The devilish thought came to Sir Ralph's mind, and he was planning to do something that was devilish. Okay, and his intention was, what was his intention? His intention was to destroy the good work of Abbot by destroying the bell. So he wanted to, Abbot of Aberthrothe, he was very a spiritual man, and he wanted to avoid the accident, and he tied the bell on the Inchcape Rock. And this particular man, who is a devilish heart, that is the Sir Ralph, he cut and he wanted to destroy the bell, cutting down the bell from the rock. So he asked his fellow men, his companions, to take out a small boat and row it to the rock so that he can cut the bell and create a problem for the passing ship. So what did he ask the other companions? To come closer to the Inchcape Rock so that I can go and cut that bell and cause problem to the other passengers. So we can see from this line, he is a very devilish man, no? So he wanted to create problem for others. So that is the second line of the stanza of the poem. Okay. Now we move on to the next stanza. The boat is lowered, the boatsmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over the boat and he cut the bell from the rock. So what did he do? Sir Ralph, he told the fellow men to take me to the Inchcape Rock so that I can cut the bell from the Inchcape Rock and cause trouble to the other passengers. So here we see Ralph instructed the other companions to lower the boat, and he had to obey. They all went near the Inchcape Rock, and what did Sir Ralph do here? Sir Ralph went near the Inchcape Rock and bent down and cut it down from the rock. It was a horrible scene it was. So anyway, Sir Ralph did a very bad thing, that he cut the bell from the Inchcape Rock. So we move on to the next stanza. Down sung the bell with a gurgling sound. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth Sir Ralph, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the Abbot of Aberthrothe. So what did he do? Down sung the bell with a gurgling sound. We know that when a heavy thing, something in a rock or a heavy thing we put in the water, it makes a lot of noise and also create a gurgling sound, and also the bubbles comes up. So in the same way, when the bell was cut, when the bell was cut, it is sung. Sung means it went down in the water, creating a gurgling sound, causing bubbles to rise up on the surface. So it made a lot of noise. It was a heavy bell maybe in fact. So the bubbles and the gurgling sound came up on the surface. So Sir Ralph felt very happy. So for what he has done, he was extremely happy. He did not feel the consequences, what will happen the next, those passengers when they come. Okay, so he never thought of what will happen in the future also. So in fact, he was a wicked man and a cruel mind. He did not think what will happen in the future. So he was extremely happy for what he has done. He felt satisfied, and the bell would save no more ships, and the seamen would no longer praise the Abbot. So that was his intention. So the people, those who come on that way, may not praise the Abbot or may not remember the name of that particular man. So that was his intention. He was very wicked man. So we move to the next line. Sir Ralph the rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many days, and now grown rich with the plundered shore, he steers his course for Scotland's shore. So what did he do here? The difficult word is scurd. Scurd means travel. He traveled freely in the sea. He moved around days and months. And sailed means here he roamed the sea. He moved around or roamed the sea. Steers is he went. And plundered shore means the big amount of looted wealth from the ship. What was his work? He was a rower, or means he is looting the ship, looting the wealth and money from the other ships. That was his work. So, proud of his deeds. Who was proud of what he has done? Sir Ralph was very proud of what he has done and proud of his work or act. He can say he set the sails on a new journey. He is going back again to that particular area. Across many seas and over many days. He was very happy with what he has done and he moved in the sea many days and months looting the people or taking the looting the amount or the jewelries from the other peoples or taking the ships, and he moved around days and months. And we know that he was a pirate. Pirate means and robbed many ships and became rich. So how he became rich? He was a pirate and he robbed many ships and many things, many jewelries, money and all amount from the other ships and people. That is how he became chic. After collecting enough robbery, and he headed back to the Scotland shore. So what happened after? After collecting enough and more money, he headed back to the Scotland shore. Okay, so the same way again he had to come where the Inchcape Rock was. He came back. He had enough money he collected and looted from the other ships, and he became rich, and he went back to that same shore. Which shore it is? Scotland shore. Okay. So the next stanza. So thick a gaze overspread the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown gale all day. At the evening it has died away. So the difficult word here, gaze means fog and hath means has. And gale here, G-A-L-E, gale means a strong wind. Died away, meaning of died away is reduced in speed. So here we see the thick fog filled the atmosphere far and wide, making the sun invisible. In the beginning we see that the atmosphere was very good and everything was calm. In that the Sir Ralph cut down the bell in his wickedness. Now the atmosphere, the weather changed entirely. The thick fog filled the atmosphere and the wind was very strong wind, and far and wide among the sun was invisible. We could not see the sun even. The strong wind that were blowing throughout the day, and in the evening it has stopped blowing. The strong wind was blowing and the weather changed entirely. Okay students, that's all today. I have finished almost 4 stanzas of this particular poem. You will be reading out the poem stanza wise and understanding it and writing down the question answer from the PDF and learn for the prepare for the annual exam. Okay, thank you.